Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique real estate firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing consultants who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my real estate team member Mary Baker and I, along with the director of Boston Connect Real Estate, Melissa Wallace, provide you with our unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We like to mix it up sometimes, so not only will you hear our perspective on real estate topics, but you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of some of our real estate agents at Boston Connect Real Estate and the preferred professionals that we trust. Be part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. My name is Melissa Wallace, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. I am here with my funny sidekick today. We're already laughing. We haven't even gotten the show started.
Nope.
If you recognize that laugh from a couple weeks ago, because all we did was laugh,
pretty much.
That is Tracy Grady. Hi, Tracy.
Good morning, South Shore people. Here we are.
Good. Here we are.
Here we are on the radio. Yet they let us come back together again, which is strange.
Well, the boss herself put us together this week, so we know that we did a good job.
We must have done a really good job.
We must have done a really great job. We got approval from above.
Yeah.
Here we are again.
Here we are, Saturday morning. Becoming our shtick.
Yeah. You know what's so wild is even though our show on Saturday is longer than our show on Tuesday, I kind of prefer our Saturday shows because I feel like I can be more like me. Tuesdays, I'm like all business all day. And so I'm like, let's get this on track.
Let's talk about these buyers and sellers and where the market's at. And Saturday morning, it's like, so have you seen that movie?
Yeah. I actually have seen a few movies this week. Yeah. After our show on Tuesday, Mary and I watched like 3 movies.
None of them Academy Award nominees, though.
No, we were going to watch The Whale, but we were both like in a state of mind where like we didn't want to cry, so we watched like some scary movies instead. No. Because Sam won't. I'm putting it on blast, but Sam won't watch scary movies with us.
And
it's just not his thing.
Nope.
Yeah. So Mary and I, whenever we get some free time, we try to watch a scary movie that neither one of us want to watch alone, or Sam won't watch with us.
Yeah.
So it was hard. We were trying to decide, but we would come across a movie and be like, I think Sam would really like we were considering his feelings, but then we were like, well, he doesn't ever want to watch a movie with us.
So they're just going to watch without you, Sam.
But yeah, I feel like on Saturdays I can be sort of more myself. On Tuesday, Mary and I did the show, and we were talking about, what were we talking about? Oh, contingencies. What could possibly happen if you dropped your contingency? And we were talking about the offer I had just put in, and I think at one point I almost started to cry because I was so serious
and so frustrated.
Talking about myself being a buyer in this market. And I think there was one point I was like, I got to pull it together. This is a Tuesday night show. We're professionals.
We're professionals here. I'll save this for Saturday.
I'll save my crying for when I go home and I'm just sitting there with my cat. Anyways, but yes, we are together again.
Yes.
Once again. So if we by chance have somebody who hasn't heard you on the show before, why don't you reintroduce yourself to everybody who's listening, and I'll get us all set up here.
Alrighty. So my name is Tracy Grady, and I work with my husband, Jim. We are a team together, the Grady team here at Boston Connect Real Estate. We've been doing real estate together for about 8 years now. We live in Hanover and have 2 wonderful children who both happen to have birthdays on either side of this day.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to Taylor, turned 25 yesterday on St. Patrick's Day, and a very happy 30th birthday to our son Colin, who will be turning 30 tomorrow. So,
30.
Yeah, 30. Ooh, that's hard to believe that I have a 30-year-old. But then I remind myself of my own age, that I'm obviously in denial about that. Oh, yeah, that's totally, yeah, that's right. Yep, do the math on it. It is correct. So happy birthday to both of our wonderful children, Jim and I.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Happy
and
birthday.
I'll be seeing one of them later on today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
At the Colin Open House.
Yes. As we're calling it. The Colin Open House.
Colin Open House.
The 30th birthday open house.
So I sort of asked you if you wanted to do this topic just because I feel like you, besides like new construction, we've done a few new construction shows. We've done a few like permit shows because of your background at Town Hall. Yep. But another thing that comes to mind when I think of the Grady team is condos.
Condos.
So I was going back to see, like, you know, when was the last time we did a show about condos? And it hasn't been since August of last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we do have a lot of condos in our market, that's for sure. Jim and I were counting yesterday. I said, how many condos do you think we've sold just in the town of Pembroke alone? And because we were lucky enough to be part of 2 new construction condo projects, that was a huge help, obviously. But we're up to like almost 30 condos, Jim and I, just in the town of Pembroke.
That is wild.
It was kind of a wild number. Not all new construction. We've just had great success with condos, and they are a great option. For downsizers, obviously. You have to kind of take into consideration, though, what you're getting into and, the money situation with condos, because everything kind of...
Yeah. So the reason why it sort of like popped into my head about condos is because I've heard a lot of people suggest to me, well, are you looking at a condo?
Yeah.
Have you considered a condo? Because now everybody knows I am...
Melissa's looking for a property, if you haven't heard.
I'm looking for a property. For crying out loud. But I'm looking for a single family home, just something small for myself. And
so condo obviously comes to mind. For most people, they're like, well, what about a condo?
Yeah. I mean, and when I was talking with Jasmine, when I was getting pre-approved, she had asked me, and I said, you know what, I'm just not there. I've always been a renter. This is, and everybody knows I live with Mary and Sam right now as I'm trying to find a house. This is the first house really that I've ever lived in. I've always lived in apartments.
Right. Yep.
And it just, the lifestyle, I don't know if it would suit me best right now, maybe down the line, but I want to sort of, I'm in a place where I want to own a single family home. Yeah. But I've recently been like, okay, well, maybe I will consider a condo. Like, maybe let me look at this. And I've been looking because the inventory is so low. Yeah. And I have seen quite a few great condos come on the market recently. Yep. And I've been like sending them
because the market's been really quiet as far. We all know that there's an inventory issue. Yeah. But there are times where there are 0 condos on the market to buy.
Yeah.
So I mean, that market has definitely.
Well, and I'll send them to Mary and be like, do you think I should consider this one? And she's like, yes, I think you should see everything.
I think you should see.
There.
You should always see everything, so you're comparing and seeing.
Always see everything. Yeah, no, I did when Michelle Fay had a condo in Halifax
Twin Lakes.
Some point. Yeah, at some point last year, and I did consider it. I went to her open house and was walking around with the eyes of a buyer, and just being like, okay, like I could see myself here. Yeah. But I wasn't ready to sort of pull the trigger at that moment.
I mean, it gives you some ample. I mean, a lot of condos are laid out beautifully. The newer ones have, open floor plans. It's not overwhelming. It's not like a single family home where you have to worry about who's going to mow the lawn, who's going to plow my driveway. Master insurance policies, exterior maintenance. All those things are usually covered in a condo. Yeah. So it's something to think about. But then, there's always the other side of that says, if I have a single family home and I hire somebody to do my lawn and hire somebody to do my snow plowing, does it equate to an HOA fee or does it not equate to an HOA fee?
Yeah. So, well, yes, that's something that I have had conversations with people recently, it's like, I'm just going to use dramatic numbers just because I'm dramatic.
Well, and sometimes they are
Sometimes
dramatic.
they are. So I'm just going to say, okay, the fee is $500 a month. So you're buying a condo, it's $350. We'll say that your mortgage payment is $2,500 and plus $500 in condo fees. So you're in $3,000 before other utilities. It's like, what does that $500 cover? Are you gonna, if you were in a single family home, or is that like, would you pay $500 a month times 12 to have somebody
Landscaping,
mow your lawn, to remove the snow,
Yep.
trash.
Yep. Trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You have to
Sometimes
take a
it's peace
step
of
back
mind,
and you got to take a step back and sort of evaluate what kind of lifestyle you want. I feel like condos really suit a certain lifestyle.
Yep, especially obviously the big one is going to be our snowbirds that go north and south. You just lock your door up here. You don't really have to worry because you have a neighbor right next door. So if anything was to happen, they're going to know. So it does give you that ability to be a little bit more flexible and to travel. You just lock your door, you walk away, you travel, you come back 2 weeks later, everything's the way it was. As opposed to a single family home where you have to be a little bit more careful, and make sure nobody breaks into it.
Yeah, I'm going to have that place on lockdown.
Yeah,
It's going to be 5,000.
Like 18 rings. There's going to be 18 cameras. The ring is going to be going constantly.
I'm going to have so much security. It's like I'm going to hire Colin to do detail.
Yeah, that's it. Colin will come in and set up your place for you.
Yeah. Okay, but I know that I feel like that was a little negative. There are so many positive things to condos, and I think you know better than I do the positives of condos because you've sold 30 plus condos just in one town.
Yeah. And we've sold to downsizers, first time buyers. Not every first time buyer wants a small house. They like the convenience of having a condo.
Yeah.
And it gives them that open floor plan that they like. And, the things that come into condo mind is like how many sets of stairs are there? And if you're downsizing, you might not want to downsize. But there are plenty of, single level, first floor bedrooms are big now in condos on the first floor.
Yeah.
So that way you can pretty much live all on the first floor. And just keep your upstairs for company, guests, family members that come and stay. So
my uncle lives in the Meadows here in Pembroke,
lovely.
And I think my aunt has passed away, but they bought it right when it was brand new construction, right from Kevin. So Kevin Seelan, who you've worked with, very well known here in the South Shore, built the Meadows.
And they're lovely.
Very desirable to go in there.
Still.
And so, I don't know, 1999 or 2000, 2001, whatever.
Yeah, they're
within
over
that
20
range.
years old, and you still walk back in there, and you're like, oh, that's why these are. Because it's
ever since 2000 or whenever they bought them, every single Christmas has been there for my entire family.
Yeah.
Every single Christmas, Easter, like everything has always been in that condo. And you would think that, to have 25 plus people in a condo would be tight. No, there's so much room. There was so much room because they have such a great floor plan over there, which is why it's so desirable. As soon as one goes up in there, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Yep.
And I'm like the first person to just be like, we've had every single holiday here for 20 plus years.
They're super comfortable. I used to say one of my best things when we were talking about condos was you might not want to have a table that can seat 12 set up all the time in your condo. You can take the leaves out and just make it small for your everyday eating. But when you're going to have a big event, you can add the 3 leaves in because you've got tons of space.
Yeah.
And you can easily seat 12 to 15 people in that big, long stretch of space that you have. But you might not want to live like that every day, and you take a table down to a smaller size for your day-to-day activities.
Yeah.
And it's just plenty of room.
Plenty of room.
Yep.
Of course, every what's the saying? Every condo is not created equal. Like there are condos that are smaller. But it's all about the floor plan. So something like the Meadows, my uncle, he's my and my Nana's brother. So he's sort of how do I say this politely? Older?
Okay. That's,
Older. Stairs are not.
He's my age.
He's older than you. Stairs are not a friend to him. But there is the first floor bedroom. So,
Yeah.
like that, they were thinking about that 20 years ago.
And, people that are making this next move and they're downsizing from your colonial and you're thinking about going into a condo, yeah, you probably don't have any issues with stairs at this point.
Yeah.
It's not even something you're kind of thinking about. However, if a condo is really going to be your landing spot for the rest, you're not going to buy something after
Yeah.
that, then you got to kind of think down the line, like, well, 10 years from now, do I really want to climb 2 flights of stairs to get
Yeah.
to my bedroom? Or do I want something that I will be able to either convert into a first floor bedroom or have already a first floor bedroom in place? So
If you had to do a first floor bedroom in your house, which would you do? At the drinking room?
the drinking room would have to become, the brown room would have to become our first floor bedroom. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that'd
was
be
just thinking
sad.
that. Yeah.
That'd just be sad. No. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No,
Not for another 50 years.
Nope. I'm staying determined on my stairs. I'm doing
Yeah.
stairs every day.
Well, you're
I'm doing
aging
the
in
stairs.
place.
We are aging in
You're
place.
aging
We
in
are
place.
not putting our house on the market.
No.
Even though our kids live out of state, and it's really kind of a big house for the two of us.
Yeah.
It really is. But we love it, and we've just put a brand new kitchen in and
Yeah.
a pool. So we are planning on staying there and aging in place until,
Until the drinking room becomes
until
a
the
bedroom.
And I think I'd probably put in a stair thing first before I
Yeah.
I'm not
we
giving up
can
the brown room.
install an elevator.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay, so condos. Where do you want to sort of start? So I know you've done a lot of new construction with condos.
Yep.
Can you sort of talk about? I don't know. Do we want to talk about the process of that? But because we don't really have any. Do we have any new construction condos going on right now?
Not right now.
Okay, so
No,
let's skip that part.
Yeah, so
then.
we've already done the new construction condos. Is just you want to make sure any condo you want to go to, you want to make sure you check all the paperwork.
Yeah.
All the
okay, so let's go over the
let's talk
paperwork.
about the
So
paperwork. Yeah.
I'm a buyer. I come in and I want to, or even a listing agent needs to think of these things. I'm either
I try
listing,
to attach those documents
Yeah.
when I put the condo up on the market so somebody can look at the rules
Yeah.
and regulations.
So if you are a seller of a condo, make sure you have these documents.
Yep. You
If
wanna
you
make
are
sure
a
your budget-
buyer, if you are a buyer for a condo, you want to make sure that you are getting these documents.
Ask,
So
yeah.
what are some of these documents
your
that we're talking
Agent.
about?
So you're going to want to see your rules and regulations, which is going to tell you what you can and cannot do and sometimes those are boilerplate at best.
Yeah.
And as an association,
Sort of standard.
Yeah, you guys as an association, your board decides, what you're going to keep and what you're not going to keep. Like, more than likely you're not going to be able to store a boat or a motor home or something to
Well,
that effect.
sometimes it's vehicles that have like lettering and stuff and like wording,
Yep.
and, like a work vehicle. Sometimes
vehicle.
you can't have them out there.
Yep.
But there are condos that have garages as well.
Yep.
So
I mean, a lot of condos now have 2-car garages or 1-car garage or a detached garage that you have the option to either purchase. Outside of buying the condo, you can have your own garage, which is nice for storage. We've been looking at a lot. I have a client that we've looked at many condos. Mariners down at Sawyer's Reach.
oh yeah,
They have garages. Some are in the building and some are detached. And you can buy the space.
Yeah.
And then you can sell it along with your condo. When you go to sell the condo, there's a price associated, usually about $15,000 for a garage.
oh
Yeah. Well,
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
15 if it's detached, 20 if it's attached.
Oh.
Yeah. And attached doesn't mean like you park your car and you walk directly into your condo. It just means that the garage is part of the same building. So when you come in with your groceries, you're already within the building. You get on the elevator and go up to your. So it's
Where
not-
is this?
that is down in Plymouth.
Oh,
Yeah, Sawyer's Reach. Very pretty. Where
is that
Colony
55
Place.
over or
It
no?
is, yes.
Oh yeah.
55 older. Yeah, 55 and older. And then this is another one. So you talk about your HOA fees. If you want to move to a community such as that has a pool,
Yeah.
a clubhouse, activities going on all the time, there is a premium. There's going to be a premium price to pay because the pool needs to be maintained, the clubhouse needs to be maintained. The more amenities that come with your condo, you're going to pay a higher HOA fee. I mean,
the
it's
squash referees.
There you go.
I've
The
never played
pickleball.
squash. Yeah, I've never played squash. Do they have referees? I don't know.
I don't know.
Pickleball.
Pickleball.
Pickleball. I don't know.
Where's Lucy? She can explain. this to us.
Shuffleboard.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Shuffleboard.
Yeah, shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard's a thing.
Dominoes.
And these condos actually had. These condos actually have beautiful rooftop units with like massive grills.
Like a penthouse?
Yes.
Oh.
But it's all outside. And they have, like, you can schedule a
You have to sleep
cookout.
outside?
No. But you can cook out outside and you're up above. It's like a whole outdoor area.
So you can have an outdoor.
Oh, absolutely.
Outdoor
party, or you can just go up there and grill it. And I mean,
Wow.
there's a lot to be said, and it's really close to Colony Place. A lot of condos are kind of close to places you can walk to, which makes it nice. You know, some of the ones on 53, we used to say, you could walk to Dishes. You could walk to the ice cream place.
I see people.
Oh, all the time.
You know, people at Jefferson Square and via 590. Is that what the community's called?
Yeah, via 590.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
it
just
was.
didn't know. I didn't know
they
if it,
changed
yeah,
it.
because
They
it was
may have changed
590 Washington
590
Street.
Washington Street.
But what's the via mean?
We were going with a Boston theme because
Via
via
590.
something was going on in Boston in the South, in the Seaport.
So you were the listing agent on that. And
Yes.
did Bob build those? Who
No,
bought
Don
them?
McGill.
Oh, Don McGill built
Don
those.
McGill built those.
John.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Don. If you're listening, if anybody
anybody's listening.
if anybody is listening and they want to join in on the discussion about condos, 781-837-4900 is the number to Tim. Tim, are you listening? Is anybody listening?
Hello, yes, I'm here. What was the question?
No, I was just seeing if you were listening. If anybody out there is listening to us.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
You always have to think there's at least one person listening to you, and you're making their day.
That's right.
And they usually live in my head.
No. They're a real human being, and they're listening to us in some form, whether it be on
Jim
their
listens
phone.
to us.
Oh, nice.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
there's one.
See,
Jim Grady
Yeah.
listens to us.
That's right.
Maybe
Thank you,
Colin
Big
and
Jim.
Tabitha are
They
listening
might
to
be
us at the
listening.
gym.
Yep.
So
documents. So
another
let's move on.
document.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the other. So a unit deed, which basically just makes sure that you have a clear. Actually, you have to have a 6D certificate in order to close, which means that there's no outstanding debt at the association, at the property at all.
Is that for that particular unit?
Yes.
Or okay, so if somebody else has debt that they owe to
That
it,
it's that unit.
it's
Yeah.
just that
A
unit.
clean
It's just
6D
saying that
certificate.
person.
There's no liens. There's no.
And it could be, it could be like, okay, there's an assessment that they didn't make a payment for or something like that, or they didn't pay the water bill, they didn't pay something.
Yep.
It'll show up
It'll
on
show
that
up.
on
Yep.
that 60.
So you have to have a clean 6D certificate
Clean
in
6D.
order to pass. Yep.
Yeah, but that isn't until the end, like almost towards
Closing
the
docs,
end.
yeah.
So I'm a buyer. I'm coming in. What documents should I expect to get from the listing agent?
You definitely want to get the rules and regulations are probably going to be one of the biggest. The budget, the condo budget, to make sure it's a healthy budget.
And I would always want to know, like, how long has the condo been around? Like, so does it have a healthy reserve? Are there any special assessments? And because the special assessments will be across the board, correct?
Yes.
So, like, if all of the roofs need to be
done.
replaced, it's
Roofs,
everybody.
steps, decks, things to that nature.
Exterior
Anything
painting.
Yep. Exterior painting. You could have. Yep. You could definitely have a
Paving.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other things. Paving.
Paving, deck repair, rails, stairs, chimneys, roofs,
Signage.
gutters. Yep.
Signage.
Yep. Signage. Yep.
These
Those
are
are just
things.
some of the. Yep. Those will come up in your condo. And then condo minutes. You're going to want to make sure you've seen the minutes to the condo association meetings.
Yeah.
Just to see if there's anything that's flaring up coming your way.
Yeah, because in the minutes they could say, "Oh, we have somebody coming out to do an estimate next month for the roofs or whatever," and it's not, "Oh, we're doing the roofs over." It's, "Oh, we possibly might have to." So you want to know, because that'll prompt you to ask the question. Okay, well, what happened after this meeting? What did?
Yeah, did anything happen? Did they move forward? Do they follow through with what they say they're going to do? Did they change? At that point, that yearly meeting, you're going to decide, do we like our landscape company? Do we not like our landscape company? Do we want to have our septic pumped this year? Do we want to do it every other year? That type of thing.
Yeah. And also, the if there's a creeper. I always think of that.
Of course you would.
If there's a creeper, it'll be in the thing. Because so I did this one time. So I was helping my cousin look for condos, and I don't even remember where the community was, but we went to. It ended up being an open house that they decided to do an open house in the middle of our showing. So we were like, okay. So there was all this signage like, "Don't use the front door. Don't use the front door." So I was like, I wonder why. So I went to
Don't
the
use
front
the
door,
front door.
and there was a notice for all residents that somebody had been breaking into all the cars. And to, like, if your car had been broken into, make sure you call the office and do all this. And I'm like, yeah, I think we might pass on this one.
I think when you're getting a slap in the face as you're stepping
Yeah,
in, like,
it's like, oh, open
beware
house goes
of-
this way. No, don't use front door. Use the back door. Ring the buzzer. And I'm like, something's going on up front. I want to know what it is. And there was a sign. Do we have a caller?
Yes, we do. We have Jack on the road in Quincy.
Hello, Jack on the road in Quincy.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Very well, thank you. My question with regards to condos was, how do you, the pros and cons of having condo project FHA approved?
Pros and cons of
Do you know anybody? The reason why I'm asking
Yeah.
is because there's a certain type of mortgages for condos that require the condo to be FHA approved, in order to be able to qualify for
Correct.
an FHA mortgage.
Yep.
So many condo projects aren't FHA approved.
Correct.
And some are. And just was, I don't know, is there like a reluctance for associations to get the FHA approval, or is it that cumbersome, or what's the deal?
I
Does
think it
anybody
is.
know?
I think it is a little on the cumbersome side to get the FHA approval, but I find that most do.
I've never heard of a condo association as a whole not being approved for FHA. It would be.
It's usually done in phase-
I don't. It's usually because there are some regulations with an FHA loan that would require like a seller to do certain things, and maybe the association, because it's like a lot of it's exterior, so like chipping paint and
Yep.
like rotted sills and stuff, they would all have to be replaced, and maybe that is sort of something that the association would have to be responsible for, and maybe that would be an assessment across the board.
And I think sometimes they are waiting till X amount of people have already purchased. So they want to make sure that it's going to be a fundable project. So sometimes in the beginning it's not FHA approved, but as they start to sell them, 1Z, 2Z, and they tend to do them in phases so that they can get an FHA approval or just basically phase one before you have to be on the hook for phase two.
Well, I think, and also with that as well, I don't know if it's FHA or what. Maybe
always
it's
think
different
like
loan programs, but there has
Like a
to be
VA
like a
loan or FHA loan or any of those.
Well, the ratio. So like somebody
Yes.
comes in and they buy a couple of condos, and they own like a majority of the association.
Yep.
There are loans out there that won't approve a loan for a single condo in there if one person owns a lot of like the majority of
I know. Yeah, the investor concentration.
yeah.
yeah.
One of you had mentioned a little bit ago about the budget, and I guess one of the things that I'm finding out is that FHA requires that needs to be at least 10% of 10% liquid cash reserves in the budget, and I guess wouldn't that signify a health? If you had at least that, I would think that would indicate you have a healthy
Correct.
A healthy association.
You have a healthy
That would be a good
association,
thing.
and they're making right moves with their money. And
Yeah, I think the fear with that is if there isn't 10% in reserves, and it would have to come from the people
Special
who own.
assessment.
Yeah, it would have to be a special assessment, and possibly the person who's purchasing that condo could not afford a crazy amount for a special assessment, because those will come up, and everybody's required to pay into that.
yeah, I mean, it behooves the builder or the developer to have it FHA approved, because it's going to open up your buyer pool. But if they don't have the 10%, it's definitely it's a selling plus. But if the developer doesn't want to take the time to go through that, then that's where you kind of fall into a problem with that. But as the association takes over, and the more people that buy,
Yeah.
then the project will get approved as an FHA possible.
And something that I've seen sort of in the years that I've been a part of Boston Connect and so many new construction developments, not just condos, but single family home developments as well that have HOA fees, they always start off pretty low.
Oh, yeah.
And then as soon as the builder, is
Steps
done with the
away.
project and steps away, they rise up real high. And it's just because from living there, just knowing, okay, this doesn't cover it. Like we need to do this, we need to do that. So the association fee usually goes up as the years go by.
Oh, yeah, always. It's a guarantee. So you're hoping to get in on one that's like 250 starting, because within 5 years you're gonna be over 3 and probably crawling up to 4.
Which brings up a good point where you have to sort of consider this. So if you are going for a certain loan, whether it's FHA or anything else, and if you're at the top of your budget and you're just getting by with the minimum condo fee, you have to take in consideration that they're going to be raised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your information. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks so much for calling.
Thanks, Jack.
All right.
Enjoy your drive.
Hey,
Thanks for listening.
You sounded a little lonely in there, so I thought I'd pitch in. I did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jack.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Fun.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I guess my first caller.
Oh, that was?
I think it was.
Oh, well,
we
welcome.
go.
Welcome to the call center. I think we're going to just do a quick break, right, Tim?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We're going to do a quick break. We're going to reevaluate all these documents, and we'll get back to you guys. Thanks for listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, we all get to the point in our lives when our current home no longer suits our everyday needs. With ever-changing living dynamics, addressing your future is all about right-sizing. Finding the right size home for you right now. Do you dread the change of the New England seasons? Do you get irritated when you have to take your boat out of the water and wish you had warm weather all year long? Are you tired of the hassle of snow removal and you're ready to fly south for the winter? Let us help you find the right size for you right now. I'm Sharon McNamara, the broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team, or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000.
We now return to Talk Real Estate, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services on 95.9 WATD.
And we're back. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined by the one and only Tracy Grady.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning again.
Good morning again.
Good morning again.
We're back.
We're back talking
Condos.
And Melissa's looking for a property, if
And I'm
anybody
looking
had
for
heard
a
that.
property. Yes, single family home. It could be a bungalow. It could be a ranch. It can be a little, cape. 2-bedroom.
sell it.
I don't need anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's not big.
I don't need a garage. A nice backyard.
I mean, you did
would
make
be
an
nice.
offer this week with 22 other people.
It ended up being 30.
30.
There was 30 total.
So inventory is still low. So sellers, if you are out there and you are thinking about selling, this is your time.
This is your time.
Because 30 offers.
There were 29 disappointed people on Tuesday.
all vying for a 900 square foot house.
It wasn't even 900.
Yeah,
it was less than 700.
So it was adorable. And
Yeah.
it would, but it
My
just
cat
goes
would have
to show
loved
you.
it.
Yeah,
But,
Zoe
can't buy a
would
house
have
for a
been-
cat. I could buy a cat house.
Kind of thought you were, though. Totally.
I kinda was.
Yeah. I'm like, she's totally buying
I'm
that
totally
house
buying it
that
for
cat.
Zoe.
The cat. So, sellers, if you're out there,
Yeah, we have plenty of buyers. It's not just me. I mean, everybody in this office has a
buyers.
list that goes on for days. And I said on Tuesday, I cannot wait to do a show. Once I close on a property, I cannot wait to do a show, just be real and raw about my experience, and just because we can talk about buyers all day, but until you are one, you don't know what it's like. And I just can't wait. So hopefully my closing date will be in the next couple weeks. And we can talk about that.
yes.
Okay, so back to condos. Were there any other documents that we wanted? So meeting minutes, yeah, there could be
Meeting
creeps.
minutes.
In that's just
Meeting
life.
minutes. Yeah, you just basically want the budget. You want to make sure that the budget's a healthy budget.
Yeah.
The rules and regulations are big, and it's really worth reading all the rules and regulations because you really want to go through that. What comes up there? Let's talk pets.
Yeah, well,
Pets in condos, parking spaces in condos. Sometimes you're charged for those. Sometimes there's limitations on.
Yeah, you get one assigned. Oh, like assigned and deeded.
Yep.
Parking spots. Those are different. What is the difference between a deeded and a?
Because it actually goes with it. It actually
goes with
is
the deed.
on the
okay.
deed. Yeah.
And then assigned is you're assigned as parking spot, but it could change at any time. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
Well, now I know.
And there should be plenty of visitor parking. When you go to look at a condo, you want to take into consideration that I have 2 spots on my unit that are deeded to me. Where are my other 10 guests going to park their car?
Oh, you have 10 guests coming over?
Yeah, 10. Yeah, where are we going to put them?
Well, you have about 50 people coming to your house, so it's a good thing that you're aging in place because you have enough space for them. We'll be lining up the streets later. Yeah. So
parking spots, pets.
Pets
are usually a weight limit or number of
or
pets.
breed restriction.
Oh, there are some breed restrictions out there.
I feel like that's
a little discrimination.
That's discrimination. I'm just going to put it out there.
I think that's a tough one to.
It's tough
to try to enforce that because now you're prejudging.
And I think, and to talk about the Meadows again, and I think it's still this way. I'm not quite sure. I can ask my uncle. So when my aunt was alive, she was the president of their association. Mm-hmm. So we used to call her Madam President every single time we came over for a holiday, and. They used to be able to have dogs, and then they changed it where you couldn't have a dog, but so any new buyer that came into the community, you weren't allowed to have a dog, but there were dogs that were grandfathered in.
Right.
So I'm just like, how do you even do that? How do you say? I don't know if I don't know if it's that way still. But I just remember being like, how do you tell someone, no, you can't bring your dog?
Yeah, it's tough. All of ours have always been...
No dogs?
No, dogs allowed.
Oh, okay.
Dogs allowed, and you kind of, you got to be
use
smart
your discretion.
about it. You can't have a kennel. Number one, you can't have a kennel in Pembroke anyway. But... You can't have 4 or 5 dogs living in your condo and not expect your neighbors to have some issues.
Well,
with that.
if you have a small condo, anyways, you shouldn't have 4 or 5 dogs living in there.
Yeah,
they need a yard to.
And
gallivant.
And some of them do have really nice backyards.
Yeah,
but it's got to be a proper. You have to think wisely.
Yeah,
that you just don't want and you don't want a dog that's going to bark all day long. Even when you're not home, you don't want it to be an annoyance to a neighbor who is home working. So that's always a tough one, too.
So, not to talk about me again, but I'm going to. When people say to me, like, oh, have you considered a condo? And yes, I have considered a condo. And truly, it would fit my lifestyle better than a single family. I'm never home. I'm always working. I'm always doing something. I'm never home. But my thought process is like, okay, but when I do get a home, I'm going to have to change my lifestyle. There's going to be some things that I just have to say no to because I have to be home. And I'm going to realize that every time somebody has told me, oh, I have to be home, and I'm like, why do you got to be home?
What's going on there?
And then I'm going to be like, wait a minute.
I really need to be home.
You really need to be home.
I need to go home because...
So having to not worry about certain things that come with owning a condo, I think would be great. And it really would fit my lifestyle.
It really would.
And I could just, lock up and be like, toodles, I'll see you in a week.
Go on vacation. And I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah. And then the other process is like, okay, if I ever got a dog, I don't know if I would want to leave it home alone in a condo and it can bark all day. I would feel bad.
I would feel bad for the dog, and I would feel bad for the neighbor.
Although we are very dog friendly here at Boston Connect Real Estate. Everybody brings their dogs in. You bring Edna.
Edna comes in.
Otis has been coming in, which is Alynn's dog, Otis. Marley and Grace come in. Dexter used to come in more often, but now he doesn't.
We are very dog forward here.
We are dog forward here.
We all have dogs. So, yeah.
So if I was to get a dog, I would probably bring it to work every day.
Yeah, he probably.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what
I throw Edna in the car. I would throw Edna in the car if she actually got in the car.
Oh.
Can anybody help me with this little problem that I have? My 1-year-old golden retriever who can jump onto a bed over a
Won't
couch
get in the car?
will not get in the car. Will jump out of the car, but will not jump into the car.
Well, on Thursday, so Sharon, she didn't do the show on Tuesday. She's not doing the show today because she's away. But I took Marley to the dog's den.
Which is where we all
on
go,
Thursday,
to the dog's den.
Which is the dog's den, to see Megan. We call her Megan, but I think her real name is Megan. But we call her Megan.
She's
Who knows?
Megan.
She's Megan to us. We went to visit Megan on Thursday. She was going for a spa day. She was getting her nails done. She's getting her, getting brushed and getting a tubby and playing with the other dog. Buff and Puff. And where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So, but she is a little, oh my gosh, what is she?
She's an English bulldog.
No, she's a French bulldog.
French.
English is Grace.
Yeah.
Marley is a French bulldog. But she's little. She was like the little one.
She's like a loaf of bread.
I would walk. I'm used to Dexter just jumping right in. He's a big boy, and I'm like, oh, I have to pick you up, don't I? And she's just like,
Well, I'm
looking up
at
and be
Edna.
like, aren't you gonna pick me up?
Aren't you gonna pick me up? I don't know how to get in.
And I just I felt like I had to put her in a car seat or something. Like she was so little. I'm like, what do I do with you? I'm not used to this little thing.
Yeah.
I'm
Dexter
like,
just
what?
jumps in.
But
And
she-
does not jump in.
Yeah.
No, she refuses to jump in the car. Poor Karen brings her home. My neighbor Karen, lovely, brings her home, but she has to pick her up and put her in the back seat of the car. She will not. I have tried treats. I've tried getting on the other side of the car, like calling her to. She just won't. She just stands there.
So you have to pick her up.
Yes, I have to pick up her front paws, and then I have to pick up her backside and huck her into the back of the
Well,
car.
what's going to happen when she's like 80 pounds?
I don't know. I honestly am concerned about this.
What if she gets as big as Jethro was?
No, she's never going to.
She's never going to be that big?
Jethro, we think, had great Pyrenees in him, even though they said he was a.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
He was a big boy, and he had the personality of a Great Pyrenees, which is kind of aloof.
Yeah.
Like having people over, like he would go upstairs in our bedroom, and you wouldn't even know he was there. And there would be right in the heart of the party. She's just
No, Jethro would be like, I'm just going to lay by your feet if that's all right.
That's okay, and I might not even get up when you come home. Yeah, that was him. But he was like 125 pounds.
Yeah.
He was a huge dog, a very large golden retriever.
Yeah.
Had all the class. I mean, he looked like a golden. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty funny. But
Yeah, so hopefully...
so that's my problem with the day is trying to get Edna to jump into the car. Just step in. I don't even just step in. Step on the floor. No. Nope.
No. Are you going to pick
Everybody
me up?
watches me put her in the car. I'm like, I can't believe I'm picking
my
this
gosh.
dog up.
Okay, back to condos.
Back to
Here we
condos,
go.
dogs, we
we're
diverge.
squirreling.
Yeah. what we do best.
So dogs, dogs with condo. And is there any other birds? I've seen birds in some restrictions.
Reptiles.
I haven't seen cats though.
Nope. Well, I don't think
You can have a cat.
you can have a cat.
Yeah. What else have I seen? Yeah, like exotic animals.
Exotic. No, yeah, I think we do have that. That was on our rules and regs
Yeah,
for the condos.
Definitely, I've seen birds. Definitely,
exotic
I've seen
animals.
Birds. Exotic animals, dogs.
Dogs over a certain weight. But then I kind of
Always
go
on
with-
a leash.
Always on a leash. They should be on a leash. That's it's more. I think it gets out of hand when you do get. You have an aggressive dog, or you have somebody who's not cleaning up after their dog. And,
Yeah.
that just gets old and tiring really quickly.
Yeah.
Just you have to go out in your yard and pick up somebody else's dogs.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Maybe the condo association can hire somebody to do that.
There is a company that does that.
Oh.
They come into our neighborhood. Somebody at the end of our street has a poop pickup.
Oh.
They come to your yard and they do all the cleanup in your yard of all your dogs.
Huh.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Interesting.
So,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
that's good. Good for them.
I mean, yeah, it's a great market if you don't really want to pick up your dogs.
And somebody's got a job, so we
you
love
go.
that. Okay, so any other documents that we can think of?
We covered documents.
Yeah, meeting minutes,
much.
buying, unit deed, condo budget. Yeah, that was pretty much the documents.
Carrie just says, I have a dog ramp.
Oh, you have a dog ramp.
I wonder if she would go up it.
Oh, ask
I'd
her to
try
borrow
that.
it.
Yeah,
Carrie,
I'll
can she borrow it? I'll talk to you tonight at
Yeah,
Christina's,
exactly.
where I'll be working.
Melissa will be working tonight. I will not be working
Tracy's not working tonight.
Nope.
We need a ramp. I needed a ramp for that little one.
Yep.
Okay, so buying a condo. When buying a condo, anything that you want to sort of... Okay, so you're a buyer's agent. You go in, you have a buyer who wants to, purchase a condo. Where do you start?
So, I mean, obviously, you're gonna go in, you can take a peek around, you make sure that, you have to, like, really picture yourself living there, because usually you are downsizing from a,
It's right-sizing.
It's right-sizing.
Stop saying it's such a downer.
Downer. Debbie Downer, I am. Okay.
Good grief.
good grief, Charlie Brown. You want to make sure that the size fits you and that, you're not going to feel that it's too small after you get in there. Plus, you want to kind of reassess what you have in your house right now and what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep. And is it going to fit in the condo, or do you have to sell everything? We had buyers, one of my first condos, they sold everything. And they literally just bought brand new for their condo, everything, because everything was oversized for their house. So they ended up selling a lot of their stuff. And oh my God, I've had two clients. One who made a killing on Marketplace. Maria, if you're out there, you were a queen of Marketplace. She just put everything that she had, and people were coming like on an hourly basis of picking up, and they would buy other stuff when they were there, and she had it all displayed, all organized. It was great. She was great.
Professional.
Yeah. She was professional. She had a lot. She did have a lot. One of those, she was like, I have a lot of stuff to get rid of. I'm like, everybody says that. And she's like, no,
Kristen Howlett does that for some of her clients. Like, she's always on Marketplace selling stuff for her clients when they're selling. I'm like, you're selling another thing. It's like, here's a steamer. Do you need a steamer?
Yeah, yep. So,
like all these things. I'm like, you need to work for Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. So, size-wise, location, proximity, you kind of want to get a little... do you want, you want to make sure that your buyer wants less amenities, more amenities? Do you have to have a pool? Is a pool a must? I mean, we were talking with our Karen the other night and talking about, where she'd like to live. And she's like, I think I'd like to have a place that has a pool.
Yeah.
So that I have a place that I can go and hang. And
well, I just want to put it out there that I lived in a association that had a pool, used it once. I lived there for 3 years. We have a pool at the house. We never use it. We're never home. So, it might be nice to think about, but just really consider, are you going to use it?
Do I want to pay $500 a month in HOA fees to have access to a pool that I might only use once? It's probably not. No.
Or a gym. We had a gym too, never used it. Still, paid $20 a month for Planet Fitness. That never went to that either.
Taylor down in Nashville has a beautiful gym that's like walkable to her unit. And I'm like, how often do you go there? I'm never home, Mom. I'm never home.
Yeah, never home.
And she isn't. She's never home.
Again, got to change my lifestyle.
Yeah. So,
but I have to work.
But I have to work. No
in order to have the lifestyle, I mean, using quotes, lifestyle that I have.
Yeah.
Something that just popped into my head was, I, as somebody who would be looking to purchase a condo, I would want to know if it has a management company or if it's like an association.
Yep.
So
I feel most of the ones around here are association. I feel most of the condos around here are not rented out either. I feel like they are primarily owner occupied. Not to say, and that's another thing, if you really want the ability to, what's the word I'm looking for here? If you want to be able to rent out your property at some point, you buy it, but 6 months out of the year, I'd like to make a little money on the side. You have to make sure that the association's okay with that. Or if they need to have some type of approval of somebody who's going to be renting there, that's not you. Or, that's...
Yeah. I would definitely want that. But that's something that, because I'm in the industry, like I would know to ask. So if you have a buyer's agent, which you should always be working with a buyer's agent, your buyer's agent should be sort of already know that that answer.
I always
should be
tend to
asking
call
these
the
questions.
listing agent first. Like, can I get a copy of? A lot of times, like I said, on listings I try to put that all attached to the listing, so a potential buyer can go through the docs first to see if it's going to be something that they're interested in.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so selling. So okay, what else?
What else?
What else? The process. So you put it in the offer, and it's just like anything else,
really
right?
Just like a home. Yeah, it's really not that different. There's really no difference.
Oh well, what's the difference with the home inspection? So are there going to be places that a home inspector can't go to?
Usually not. I mean, usually you can have access to everything, and everything that the home inspector should look at should be in your unit anyway.
Yeah, but they're not looking at the pool. Like they're not inspecting the pool like you would at a
the
single family.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to go to the public areas, the common spaces where anybody can gather.
Yeah,
they're not going to look at that.
So you sort of have to trust the fact that the association or management company is maintaining those things.
Correct.
Because your home inspector is not going to be looking at those.
No, and you want to make sure you're not going to all of a sudden have a crazy special assessment because there's a tear in the pool liner or that needs to be replaced, and that will come down on you for sure.
Yeah. I think we only have like 5 minutes left. I know you have a new condo coming on. I don't know if you can talk about it a little bit, but you're rolling your eyes like, can I?
So that one's not coming on quite.
Okay. So
yet.
just
but
as an FYI, one. Yeah. Okay. So
but I do have buyers.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
buyers
talk about your buyers then.
Yep. I have buyers that are looking for condos. They would love if it would have had a basement that they could have kind of like an in-law place for their parents to stay. We do have we have 2 new construction listings on the market right now. One in Marshfield on Ferry Street, 719 Ferry Street, beautiful colonial being built by K&G Development. Bob Goslin, our favorite guy. And we just actually started, we're just listing the one on Roller Coaster Road this week, which is really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Colonial.
Oh, so that'll be new construction.
That's new construction.
Okay,
yep.
Because they just bought the land.
Yep. It's, that one is going to come on for $749.9 for new construction, and it's a nice lot, and it's a beautiful build. So
nice.
If you have any questions or anything, you got to give the grade team a call.
And that's such a fun road.
Isn't it?
Roller Coaster Road.
Roller Coaster Road.
I remember when Sharon and Mary had a listing on there, and I've talked about this recently because the Hanson Fire Department came. That was the whole. Were you on the show? The Hanson Fire. When I was talking about the Hanson Fire, that was the house. It was on Roller Coaster, and I was like, oh my gosh! And they just kept coming off the truck, and I'm like, what?
Wow, the Hanson Fire guys got it going on.
And what's the street around the corner? It's like a dirt road, like right on the lake. Is that Lakeside?
That's Lakeside.
Yeah. So they had at the same time they had a listing on Lakeside, and I was doing both inspections, and they were back to back. So I was like, I'll meet you around the corner, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Oh my god.
Anyways, yeah. So it's a great neighborhood.
It's a great neighborhood.
Great town to live in.
Hanson is a great town to live in. So if you have any interest in new construction, we have 719 Ferry Street in Marshfield, which is going to be a beautiful home, and it still have plenty of time to make it your own.
Yeah.
Pick out all of your own finishes, colors. And then Roller Coaster Road is also going to be a colonial. It's a little on the smaller side, but it is still equally as beautiful. 2-car garage under, has everything going for it. So
nice.
Ferry Street also has a whole house generator.
Oh, it does?
Added to the which is nice in Marshfield because sometimes it does get very windy down there and you can lose your power.
Oh. Well, then that's perfect.
That's perfect.
We have a whole house generator.
Yep.
Any other buyers like in search of anything before I promote one of the open houses we have?
I have, oh my goodness, yeah. We just have so many buyers. Actually, we have young buyers that are looking anywhere between Weymouth and Plymouth for something around 5.
Okay.
Any type of house, Cape, split level, anything.
Yeah.
Anything
so if you
there?
Cape a split level,
If you have
think you're in
any
the
house
5,
that you're thinking about
any
selling.
any house anywhere.
Oh, we are looking for inventory right
Any
now.
house anywhere.
Yeah, we're looking for so much. We started, I think it's funny, we started the list of everybody, like, we went through at a meeting. It's like, well, what's everybody looking for? And everybody's looking for like 10 different things. I'm like, it's impossible. We're looking for everything.
Anything.
Anything and everything.
Everything and anything. But if you are looking for a condo here in Pembroke, a beautiful townhouse, Sharon, Mary, and Evis have a gorgeous listing, 595 Washington Street, Unit 4 in Pembroke.
One of my
it's
favorites.
in Jefferson Square, yes. So when I first started 7+ years ago, they were finishing up this project, so I was able to see it, brand new construction.
It was my first open house. One of my first open houses I ever did by myself.
You were doing open houses over... Mary actually almost purchased in there. Just beautiful, beautiful condos. And it's like taking a piece of Boston and bringing it down to the South Shore.
It's like a brownstone.
It's like a brownstone.
It's a brownstone.
It's a brownstone.
Beautiful.
So 595 Washington Street, Unit 4 in Pembroke. Today and tomorrow, 11 to 1 is an open house. And of course, you can always reach out to them and schedule your private showing Do I have? Oh, I thought I heard something in my ear.
I did not.
It was just me. It was the voices that live in my head. But yeah, beautiful condo. So Mary is going to be there 11 to 1 today. And of course, Cochise Estates, they're always there Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 2 in West Bridgewater. So if you want to see any of that, bostonconnect.com, 781-826-8000. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you so much for having me. I love these. I love these.
We had so much fun.
We always have fun.
Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we will see you guys on Tuesday.
WATD FM Marshfield, WBMS Brockton.